Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle FtW and welcome back to another Call of Duty Vanguard video. Today, we are back with my very first episode of map guides here in the game, which is a video where I basically talk about all of the maps within Black Ops Cold War, walk through them, show you guys sight lines, stuff like that, routes that I take, everything of that nature. And today we're taking a look at the map Eagle's Nest, which is, of course, a beta map. And I'm not going to be covering any of the non-beta maps for a while, because I want to make sure that these map guides are as good as they possibly can be. Because back in Modern Warfare, I made these videos and they did really well, but they had mistakes with them. So I'm going to be covering all the beta maps because I played each of the beta maps at least 10 times each when I played the beta. So I know the maps pretty dang well. And today we're taking a look at the map Eagle's Nest, which is, in my opinion, one of the better maps in the game so far that I have played. It's definitely was definitely the best beta map. So here's an overview of the map. This is a 3-lane map for sure. It has the outer routes along the edges of the map, a little bit of a thinner edge on the top of the map, which you guys can see from the mini-map, and then a very large inner area where most of the action goes down. So we're going to do sort of a circular motion. We're going to go over on the left side of the map, or the bottom of the side of the map, where you guys can see what you guys can see on the bottom of the mini map, and then we're going to walk through the building because it's going to take the longest, and then we're going to do the final route over to the right or up above. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I am going to probably be drinking water throughout this video, because one thing about map guides is, and why I stopped doing them in Cold War, is that they absolutely destroy my voice. So if you guys hear me pause for a real quick second to get water, then you know why. So this is a spawn point for one of the teams. Unfortunately, I can't say which team it is because they're literally called teams in this game, but I will point out the other spawns to you guys when I can. But I mean, you guys can infer that these spawn points are from where I am, and then on the left side of the mini map where I'll get to eventually. So first of all, let's go ahead and go over this route over here on the left side of the map. So when you spawn in, you can either run up here, go through that door, or come down over here to the left. Now, I'm pretty sure that this little area, actually that window does not open, but this window does open. So keep that in mind right there. So just keep in mind of enemies there. Again, I'll cover the big building area of the map here in depth in a little bit, but we're going to focus on this side. So again, keep in mind that this window can open, so an enemy might come through there, and you cannot mantle up there. So just keep that in mind. Next, we have ourselves this area of the map right here, which is sort of a nice little flanking route. Completely blocks me from anyone that is over there, and I can actually take this route all the way through the entire map. Now, obviously, in a multiplayer game, we wouldn't be running through there like a crazy person like that. We would be definitely playing a little bit more carefully, especially because people can hide in the, by the tree right there, as well as by the tree right there, and then over by the tree there as well. And then, I don't think this glitch is still here. We're actually going to test this right now. No, the glitch is no longer there, thank goodness, because that was a very bad glitch that you don't want to have. Basically, you could climb down on that rock, and enemies couldn't see you, so thank goodness that glitch is gone, because it was definitely a bad one, and definitely, had an impact on the map. Again, if you're walking along this pathway here, you can also mantle up here. Again, this window opens as well, so if you get through here fast enough from the other side, you can easily get a kill, and then this leads you into the middle of the map right here. Again, this is a very good line of sight. With a sniper rifle, you can easily pick off enemies there. Again, all of this stuff breaks, so again, keep that in mind also. So all of this is destructible environments. Anything that is sort of any window, door, etc. is always a destructible environment, so keep that in mind as well. And again, this is, as I said, this just gives you a nice line of sight over to the enemies that will be right there. You can also jump up on here, run through this door, and now you are at the B objective, which is right here in this area. Once again, be careful about enemies sitting in corners here, enemies sitting in corners here, and then just enemies running through here. So if you're up there, keep a lookout from enemies down here, and then if you're up here, keep a lookout for enemies that are up there. Next, we're going to go ahead and head over here to the left side, continuing down this pathway, because this takes us to pretty much the other spawn. Be careful, enemies will spawn right over there. I'll actually show you guys facing where you'll spawn if you're on the other team but enemies will come running through here, and there is a little hill right there, which I'll show you guys in a second. The enemies will just run by, so if you're not careful, you're definitely going to be getting taken out. And then also, if you run through here, this is another line of sight to their spawn point. And then if you get up on here, you can see basically their entire spawn. Keep in mind that there's going to be probably groups of enemies over there, maybe an enemy up here, especially right when they spawn. So now coming down over to here, this is where the other team will spawn. They either spawn all the way back here, they spawn all the way back here, or kind of along this little road, and then along that little road as well. So again, that's where the enemies will be spawning. This back here is really useless. You can kind of come maybe right here to call in a streak if you would like to, but other than that, it's really no point in spending much time down here, because again, this is, you know, just a kind of small area where you're just going to be spawning in. Also, again, just when you're over here, either from this team that would be spawning here, or just an enemy, or, you know, coming through from where I showed you earlier, just keep in mind that this is a very high traffic area of the map, and you just got to keep that in mind. And instead of actually going through the building, which I said I was going to do second, we're going to go ahead and talk about this route really quick, because it's very, very quick. There's not much to show here, because it's a very small route. Just know that you can climb up here and then get a sniper shot to enemies that are over there, and over there. So that's a great area to be. It's especially a good area to take people off guard, because a lot of the times they're going to expect you to be here. But if you're over here and you climb up and get a sniper line of sight over to them, they may not know you're there. So this is a good place to be with either a sniper, an AR, or an LMG, or even a tactical rifle. Next, this is probably an area of the map that I would probably recommend not spending a lot of time, mostly because it is a one path way. Well, sort of. I'll explain more here in a minute. But this is really not a place I would spend much time, especially because if you run through here and you don't know something I'll talk about in a minute, it's just very, very risky. And obviously, it's basically you either jump off that wall there to your death, or you just die anyway. So I normally don't recommend going down here. Whenever I played this map and I spawned over here, I would usually run through here, or just go all the way around here, because this is a much safer area to be, especially if you're rushing with an SMG, or, you know, just a rush heavy player. So anyways, here is a overlook of this area here. Again, you can take a sniper route to that door. You can also get kind of a nice sneaky sniper route, or sniper line of sight to enemies there, and enemies up there. Also, while you're running through here, there's actually a couple of options. So as I said, there was a little bit of a caveat. So I can climb up here, and then go, and actually I can't go through that window, but I can climb up here and then kind of surprise some enemies that are over there. And then also I can mount on all of these objects here to, again, get a sniper shot to enemies that are there. Now, also, if I run through here, I can actually get up to the main area of the map where the B flag is from right here, but it's risky. And the reason that is risky is because there could be enemies sitting in here, sitting in head glitches, which I'll show you guys in a minute. I mean, this building here is going to take a little bit to cover because there's so much stuff to talk about. So if I go down here again, you guys can just climb up here, boom, get to the line, get to the middle, and then maybe if you're lucky, you can just run back there. And then that's pretty much it. You can, of course, hop up and go to the left here, or you can run through the door, which takes you into the building. But again, be careful, because enemies are always in here. Always keep your sights up when you walk through this door, because if you don't, you're going to get destroyed, because there's going to be enemies that are spawning where I just spawned at the beginning of the video. They're just going to run through here, kill you so fast, and then they're going to move on their way. But again, just like when I was talking about to stay away from this line of sight from over there, unless you have a sniper or an AR or a tactical rifle, I definitely wouldn't recommend staying on this side of the map. Stick to the other side and indoors here, because that's where you're going to succeed the most. But again, you can also come around all the way and do a flanking route, and then get a line of sight onto the enemy spawn over here, which is always helpful and is always a nice thing. Again, another destructible environment there, another destructible environment there, and then I think these are all destructible environments here as well. So, you know, it could be helpful to open up these windows from time to time, just in case you think an enemy is coming, so you know that they are there. So with that all out of the way, we can go ahead and talk about basically the biggest part of this entire map, which is the building, because as you guys can see, pretty much 50% of this map is this building, which sounds bad, but streaks actually do pretty good on this map. I mean, I've had a lot of my best gameplays on Vanguard, which is why I covered this map first on this map, because I think it is one of the better maps in the game. And again, spawn through here. So all of your options when you spawn over here, run through there, run through the middle, and then run through over there. So let's go ahead and get into the building, because that is, as I said, the biggest part of the map. Again, another door here. So if you're from the other spawn, you can easily get through here. Get a few line of sights on some enemies, and then take them down. So again, here's the big building, the most popular area of the map. Action is constantly going down in here. Unfortunately, I don't have an automatic weapon where I would show you guys, but all this glass bit is destructible. You know what? And I killed myself. Well, well, that just proves the point. You can destroy this entire glass wall right here, and then create a new line of sight that is also, once again, another destructible environment right there. So all of these areas are destructible, just so that you guys are aware of that. So just keep in mind that if you're taking cover behind this glass wall that was here, wouldn't recommend it. You're either gonna have to go all the way prone, or you're just gonna have to stay away and either mantle on this, or mantle on, or just stay back here like that, so that you can obviously not die. That is definitely always a bummer when you die. Again, running through here, this whole area is a destructible environment. This glass part here, and you'll be able to see enemies that are over there. Another destructible environment is right here, and then that is a destructible environment over here as well. So any area of the map that looks like that has boards or those yellow panes of glass are all destructible environments, including doors. Also, if you throw a grenade in here, let's back away and not die. Wow, apparently these things have like god tier range. But anyways, just keep in mind that the map is not going to look this way when you're actually playing, because there's going to be a whole lot more gunfire. This is obviously just me controlling this entire map by myself, so I can't destroy everything. But eventually, the more action that happens, all of these chairs will fall down. Doesn't really impact that much. But the biggest thing to take away from this whole middle area of the map is that there's going to be a lot of action going on here. So, because again, all of this stuff here is destructible. So there's basically no safe areas except for solid walls like this. And then obviously if you climb through here and go prone, you're going to be safe here. But if you're just standing here, just know that you're going to need to be prepared. Even if it's just standard glass panes, you're going to need to be prepared to get into a gunfight here. If you don't do that, you're definitely going to die. And then that's obviously not a good thing, because we're all about getting streaks here when we play Call of Duty, and dying isn't fun. Again, destructible door. I've never really seen people on purposely destroy doors, because you can just open them and then it's an even better line of sight. I mean, if people are playing super tactical, then maybe they'll destroy a door and get a very strange line of sight on you. But for the most part, I wouldn't worry about it. Especially me, I've never destroyed a door, I don't think, once in Call of Duty. And you also can't fully destroy doors anyway. Actually, you can. Wow. But again, people don't do that because there's no point. So anyways, here's where the B flag is, just so you guys are aware. Again, if you're coming in here, be very careful. Just play safe. Keep your sights up right in this area. Keep your sights up around here, because enemies will be coming through there. They'll be head glitching where this destructible environment is. They may even early in game be spamming bullets through this destructible environments, because you can easily shoot through those. And then, yeah, that's just not good. You're going to definitely die. There's 2 escape routes, or I guess there's technically 5 escape routes to this room. You can either sprint out of that door, sprint out of that window, run back, run forward, or just, rush all the way through there if it's safe, or run back into your spawn from this room. That's basically the safest ways to get out of here. Definitely wouldn't recommend spending much time in here. Just like in general, just like a general rule of thumb for Call of Duty, you never want to spend that much time in one area, because you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get deaths, you're going to get stupid deaths, because most action happens in the middle. So I always recommend sticking to the edges, which is why I tend to stick to talking about the edges of the map first, and then going into the middle of the map. So again, as I said before, here's where B flag is. So if you're playing domination, you're going to be spending a lot of time in here, especially with objective mode. So these rooms are actually sort of symmetrical in a way. Obviously, they're not fully symmetrical by design, but they are symmetrical in how they work. So the only difference on this side is that there is an extra destructible environment with the glass panes, but over here we have the same size room as we have over here. So let me just show you guys. So this room, this little rectangle room right here, is the same size over here, just a little bit different. There's more cover over there, to be completely honest, because there is a tool bench here that allows you that makes it so that you can't get as closely snug to this area. So just, again, keep that in mind as well. And then you can open these doors, which these doors are mostly open when you play the game. They're never closed. So again, make sure you keep your sights up here, here, and here. And then over on this side, keep your sights up and focus on there, there, and there as a general rule of thumb. Now coming through here, this allows you to get through this area of the map. But again, keep in mind there are going to be people over here. Personally, when I go through this door, I run straight down, or I keep my sights up first and then I come down and then go down here, because that's just kind of the safer way to go. But if you're feeling aggressive or you have an AR or something, then you can easily just come out of this doorway with your sights up and then shoot at enemies down there. Now we have ourselves this room, which then leads into this room, which is actually kind of a safe space to be in. By the way, if you hide behind this door, be aware of that, because I have done this myself and it's actually worked to get me some streaks. So keep in mind that if this door is open, either destroy it so that enemies can't hide behind it, or just if you're playing the map, just keep in mind that there could be people behind the door. Then this is the Destructible Environment over on this side of the map here. Again, I don't really see people destroying these glass panes that much or really having any use to destroy them. I mean, obviously gunfights do happen in this part of the map because it is close to a spawn, but they don't happen that often. And for the most part, you're going to be skipping out on these two rooms and running straight through here. I'm talking more, respawn game modes. Don't know about Search and Destroy. I can't vouch for Search and Destroy because I don't play that mode, but I'm assuming that these areas might come into more relevancy when you're playing Search and Destroy. Now coming over here, again, this is the line of sight that I was talking to you about. This is actually my favorite line of sight from the beta when I was using a sniper. Just gets you a very, very nice line of sight over to enemies there. And that is pretty much it. Last thing I wanted to mention very, very quickly is that if you're going to open this door and you're running from where I am right now, be extremely careful, because guess what? This is a spawn point. So there's going to be a lot of enemies here all the time. So you're going to be wanting to either stick to into this room or stick into this room, or just make sure you keep your sights up and get ready for a gunfight, because there's definitely going to be gunfights there. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this first episode of Call of Duty Vanguard map guides. Again, my voice is absolutely shot, and it was a 17-minute video of pretty much constant talking. So hopefully this was able to help you out a little bit. If it did, then definitely leave a like rating. If it didn't help you at all, or there's any constructive criticism you would like to give, then definitely do so down below in the comment section, because again, I'm bound to forget something with just with so much stuff going on these maps. But overall, as I said, I think Eagle's Nest is one of the better maps in the game. And I haven't played all that much multiplayer on any of the older of the brand new maps, but from what I've played, those maps are also seem to be pretty dang good. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, a like rating is always appreciated. If you want to check out any of my other Vanguard videos from launch weekend, I will leave the previous ones down below in the description, as well as at the end of the video as well. I'll see you guys all on another Call of Duty Vanguard video and some more map guides videos very, very soon.